Hi everybody! For those of you who don't know, my name is Michelle the Bookworm, and I am so excited for this video. It is July, it is finally here. Many of you already know what I'm talking about, the reading rush of 2020. I am so excited to just spend a week reading. So in this video, I'm going to go over the challenges as well as my TBR, part of which I will be deciding in this video. So for this year, there are 7 challenges, and I am hoping to do all of them in 4 books. That is my big goal, is to read 4 books this reading rush. I've only ever made it to 3, and so each year I just want to get at 1 more, and we'll see how that goes. So for challenge number 1 is to read a book that matches the color of your birthstone. My birthstone is amethyst. I was born in February, so I'm going to be reading a book that is purple, and for that book I am going to be reading Haunting Violet by Alexandra Harvey on my handy dandy Kindle. I'm so happy. My boyfriend got it working. Thank you, Gordy. I love you so much. Yeah, I guess I drained the battery too much and it like perma-died for a minute there. But it's working now. Haunting Violet is about a girl named Violet Willoughby who doesn't believe in ghosts, but they seem to be believing in her. I guess her mother could talk to ghosts, and she never believed her mother that she could talk to ghosts until one day she actually, like, she's visited by a very persistent ghost who wants her to find out what happened to them. So she's trying to figure out what the ghost is trying to communicate and try to get that done quickly because there is still a killer on the loose. This book sounds really intriguing, and the cover's purple, so that fits my challenge number 1. For challenge number 2, I'm supposed to read a book that starts with the word the. You would imagine that there are a lot of books that start with the word the, and thankfully I actually cataloged my books earlier this year, so it was pretty easy for me to go down the list and look at all the books that started with the word the. Thank goodness, otherwise finding a book like this would be excruciating. But after pouring through my books, I decided on The Girl on the Train by Paula Harkins. This is going to be one of my hard copies for the reading rush. I like to mix up the different types of reading that I do. So the first one was my Kindle. This one's going to be my hard copy. And this is about a girl named Rachel who, I guess she goes by every day on the train and she always sees the same couple. And so she always sees the same couple and she kind of like gets used to seeing them every single day. And she starts like to kind of like get to know them. She calls them Jess and Jason, but then she sees something really shocking to Jess and Jason on her way to work. And even though it's only like a split second or like a minute that she sees them, she knows that something is wrong, but nobody will believe her because, I mean, she doesn't even know these people. So this is about her trying to figure out what happened to these people. This is kind of like a thriller mystery, so I'm really excited to be reading this. The third challenge for the reading rush is to read a book that inspires a movie that you've already seen. Previously, we've always done a read a book and then watch the movie adaptation, but this time they're switching it up. They're saying to think of a movie that you've already seen and that you enjoyed and read the book equivalent. So for this book, this is going to be my audiobook for uh, this reading rush, and I'm going to be listening to Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burroughs. I absolutely love this movie. I really, really do. And this is another classic literature novel that I've always wanted to listen to or read, and I just haven't gotten around to it. Um, I'm really excited for this. I think it's going to be interesting. I've always kind of like I've been really intrigued by stories about kids who were raised in the jungle. I listened to the Jungle Book last year and I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm pretty certain that this one, that Tarzan, is going to be a wonderful, enjoyable book to listen to during this reading rush. All right, so the fourth challenge is the one that I have been most interested in doing. Um, this challenge is read the first book that you touch. Now, they said that we can take some liberties with this and kind of like make it your own creative thing. So I thought that instead of choosing the first book that I touch, why not, my nerdy side of me said, why not just roll a D&D dice? So here is a list of all of the books that I am planning, that are on my TBR list. Some of them I have, some of them I don't. The ones that have a star next to them, I have. So I have The Golden Compass, I have The Fault in Our Stars, I have Cinder, Shadow of the Night, Year One, and The Outlander. So all of these books I already have. And the other ones are books that I'm going to be reading on my Kindle. So, or I also have Audible. So that is another option that if I don't have the book, I can either listen to it as an audiobook or I can use my Kindle. So I am really excited, but this is all going to have to be done outside. So that's the other part of the challenge is whatever book comes up, I'm going to have to completely read it outside. And this is Oregon. Sometimes it rains, and so I'm either going to have to, I'm going to have to really coordinate this because I really don't want to get one of my books wet, and I really don't want to get my Kindle wet. So let's just see how it goes. So here are my book options. I'm going to roll my D12, and whatever comes up is going to be the book that I read. All right, here I go. I got a 1. So one's a reroll, because that's how it works in D&D. Oh, the suspense is killing me. Alright, so we're gonna go again. And you know what? I'm actually gonna put it down on this book. So I'm not holding it. Nothing's happening. And it's a 3! It's book number 3! So I'm going to be reading Children of Blood and Bones by Tommy Hidemi. I completely botched that last name. So Children of Blood and Bone is a book that I've actually heard a lot about in the booktube community. I have not read it yet, but it sounded really intriguing. So it's about this it's in a completely like different world from our own. It's about a girl named Zelly who, I guess the world has magic in it, but then magic disappears, and then like under the control of a ruthless, there's like a king where he wants magi, who I guess are people who control magic, killed. And so um, this ends up killing like her mother and a lot of her people. Um, and it's up to Zelly to bring the magic back and strike against the monarchy. So this is like, it sounds extremely interesting. It's got magic, it's got, the chosen one, um, and it's like the classic fight against good and evil. Again, I've read a lot of good things. I've heard a lot of good things about this. Um, the biggest thing I'm apprehensive about is that this book is 544 pages. I was not into, this is like the biggest book that I could have gotten, but I put it on there anyway because it's on my TBR. So this is going to be one of the harder books to read, but you know what? I gotta soak up some sunshine anyways. So here is my final reading rush TBR. So I'm going to, my hard copy book is The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins. The next book, I'm going to be reading 2 books on my Kindle, it looks like. I'm going to be reading Haunting Violet by Alexandra Harvey, and I'm also going to be reading Children of Blood and Bone by Tommy Hydiami, and I'm going to be listening to Tarzan by Edgar Rice Burrell. Yeah, it's really interesting how much technology I'm going to be using. I've never used this much technology in a reading rush. But I'm really excited. I was kind of hoping that my TBR, my random dice roll, would land on one of the other books that I have to read this month anyways, but that's okay. That's what kind of makes the game fun. So I am really excited. This is going to be an extremely fun read. Thank you so much for joining me. And my end of the video question is, what books are you going to be reading for the reading rush? What are your anticipated reads? What's your TBR? I really want to know. I really do. So let me know in the comments below, and yeah, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I am so excited. I'll be seeing you guys soon for the reading rush.